Okay, it looks like we're back. We're back in action. Back up here for an overnighter. We're gonna get back there and do a little work on the deck. I've got an old Savage 30-06 I'm gonna side in that belongs to Mr. Tony. So I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna start soak a couple patches through it, get that barrel good and clean. Tony took it apart and blued it, and man, tell you what, he did a really nice job on the bluing on this rifle. It had some issues before, it's a pretty old rifle. So we're gonna go ahead and I'm gonna soak it, clean it, and then I'll put a couple rounds through it on the targets up here in the sled, and we'll see if we can't get her dialed in. We're gonna do that. We're gonna stand up some logs. I've got some meat to smoke. We might just do a regular smorgasbord of stuff going on here. Got an update on my old truck. It's I think it survived the transmission fluid drop. Thought I was gonna have to call my old buddy Ray McBroom down there in Shenandoah, Texas, to save me again. He fixed my 68 Mustang one time a long time ago. God, I must have been 15, 16, 17 years old. That was when I found out putting the car in neutral and revving the engine up to the rev limiter and then just jamming it into gear doesn't bode too well for a C4 transmission. Yeah, I think I cracked the case or something. And I remember him asking me, "What did you do to this thing?" Yeah, back when I was young and dumb. Not that I am young anymore, but still am kind of dumb. But I guess that wasn't my fault because it was that darn clip on that plastic clip thing. Anyway, so I'm gonna get at it, see if I can get these things. Well, I'm gonna go get that rifle soaking, see if I can get these guys here. 4 more of those guys stood up. And then, man, then we're in prime action. Okay, party people. I'm not gonna sit here and tell you I know everything, but I know a little bit. This old girl is a classic. And what I've got here is I've got the things to note. I've got the barrel pointed down. I don't have a bore guide. So I've got the barrel pointed down, and I went ahead and put just some paper towels in there so that I don't get any of this. What have I got here? Any of this copper lead removal, so none of it gets in there. So basically, I ran it in there one time, and you could see one drop came out already, and it's kind of greenish, and that means that this barrel's copper fouled. So we're gonna let it soak for maybe 35-40 minutes, and I'll run through it again. I'm running through with this nylon brush, nice and easy. I dip it in the copper solvent and then run it through there. And so what that's going to do is that's going to get in there and dissolve up any copper or anything like that, because the barrel might be copper fouled. The history of the gun is it's been shot a lot. It's killed a lot of deer, and we're hoping to kill a deer, elk, or bear this season with it and process it out. We may not even kill nothing. We might just carry it around out in the woods looking to kill something and not kill nothing, because you know how that goes. Anyway, so we're gonna let that set. I'm gonna get out here and see if I can stand up a couple of these poles, and we're gonna be happy campers, or I'm gonna be a happy camper. Okay, we've got our posts up. That one's gonna be kind of weird with the door right there, but you know what? I think it's gonna be okay, because we could probably do something with it to make it usable, not just, like maybe put cut out pine slab and make like a drink holder, a little round thing on it. So yeah, we're looking good. So I'm gonna run some supports on it before I leave, like these 2x4s right here. I'll run supports on there on all 6 of them. And then my plan is I'm gonna go probably about right here buy the 2x8s to do the deck, to do the base of the deck when I get back from my trip. Buy the 2x8s to do the base of the deck and screw them and put a floor at about 4 feet up so I can stand on that floor and work off the floor, because you know, I'm not a roof guy. Laying out roofs and stuff has always been my weak point. So I'm gonna have to cheat it, you know, with a string line and basically do like I always do, fake it till I make it. Anyways, we're gonna go get that gun cleaned out. It seems like it's pretty copper fouled. We're gonna get it cleaned out real good and set it up and shoot that sucker and see if we can get it bore sighted in, and then get that rifle, that scope sighted. I'll bring it all along with that for that. This is a bitey little bastard compared to that 300. So it looked like we were 3 MOA high at 50 yards after the bore sight. I'm gonna go ahead and put 2 more down range and then see what the group looks like, and then move forward from there. Okay, so I brought us up here after 3 shots. I'm gonna call the first one a slight flyer, and then the other 2, that's the first one right here, and the other 2 are here. So I'm gonna bring it down because I'm looking to get right in this area at 50 yards. It is a 30-06. So that's basically what I'm aiming for right here. So we're not, and that's just from a bore sight. It was pretty high. I really like this visual bore sight thing at 50 yards. Boy, it actually works really well, because that got, I mean, that's pretty darn close. So let me mark those. The one thing about bore sighting a rifle that I learned is when you look through the barrel to find the target and get on target, you have to kind of imagine a picture frame, but it's a circular picture frame. And once all of the trim around the picture, the frame, is the same dimension, that's where the bore is sighted. All that trim has to be the same dimension, if that makes sense. It might not make sense. It makes sense to me. I don't know if it's going to make sense to everybody. But anyways, yeah, you basically line that up. And now I'm going to try something that I've never tried before, is I'm going to put the scope on those last 2 rounds, center it up, and then chase with the adjustment down to the bullseye, or down to just a 1 MOA above dead center bullseye. We're pretty close to center. I'm not going to mess with left, right. I'm going to go ahead and just put some more rounds down range. But the old girl cleaned up pretty good. A lot of blue came out though, which isn't bad or good, I guess. I don't know. As long as the barrel ain't scratched. It doesn't seem to be. Those last 2 shots, the first shot was a clean out shot, you know, because there might have still been some of that copper crap in there. So the first shot, I consider that a clean out. It was a flyer. It was about 2 MOA off the other 2 shots, and the other 2 shots were in the same MOA. That's mode of angle. Anyways, it's exciting stuff. I'm gonna get back at it. And the screen will go black in a second. So what we got here today is we've got Buck's Savage 3030. It's a 110, Savage model 110. We sighted it somewhat yesterday. That one ain't gonna fire, I'll tell you that right now. That one will fire. I put a dozen rounds yesterday sighting it in, and the scope was not lined up horizontal and vertically. So we went and we adjusted that at an undisclosed location with some undisclosed individuals that prefer not to be named or mentioned. And we'll leave that at that. So, okay. Here we go. And one thing the guy was telling me, the individuals at the undisclosed location, these cartridges, after you shoot them through this gun, should be reloaded for this gun only, because it expands and fits the chamber, or he went through some scientific description of exactly what happens. I can't get that deep into it, but I can tell you that that's what he said. And these guys are, yeah, they take it to a whole different level. Okay, here we go, shot number 2. I can see already we're high and left. We're not going to make an adjustment. Again, this table's not the best for this. Okay, we're going to have to go take a look because I can't really see that second shot. Okay, you can go ahead, just hit that red button on top there. Okay, looks like that's going to do it for this episode. This was a quick trip. Ended up getting done pretty much what we wanted to get done. Tony and Jen came up. They came up and Jen shot the 30-06. She's a regular marksman. Tony shot it too. That thing's just, it's money. It's got such nice tight groups. We did the scope last night and shot it today, and I'm not going to walk you up there and show you the groups. You're going to have to trust me. They're tight and they're on the money. Well, they're 1 MOA high at 50 yards, so we're going to put it at 100 and 200 and see where it's at and just get an overall idea of where the gun's shooting. But that's going to do it. Thanks for coming along for this awesome ride. We will see you next time.